Hello, it's Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net. I am going live at 11:11 Eastern Standard Time on 11/11/2020. Today is the anniversary of the ending of World War II. I'm sorry, today is the ending of the anniversary of World War I. There we go. It's celebrated in the U.S. as Armistice Day or Veterans Day. And it is a day of acknowledgement, remembrance, and gratitude. Acknowledgement and remembrance of massive conflict, incredible dangers, warfare that roiled large portions of the globe, and young people who put their lives on the line, many of whom never came back. This is now extended to veterans of all events, all wars. It's a day of, again, acknowledgement, remembrance, and gratitude. For those of you who had relatives who have served in the military, for those of you who have relatives who have served in warfare, in conflict, I encourage you to take a moment to think of them, to remember them, to acknowledge them, to thank them. For those of you who perhaps really don't have any relatives who were involved, or of course, we have a little heavenly music here. I have way too many phones. So sorry. For those of you who have relatives who served in the military but were fortunate enough to not be in armed conflict, remember them as well. My father is one of the middle ground. He was in the military during war, but he himself did not carry a weapon and did not go out into battle. And let's take it broader than that. 11/11 on 11/11/2020. This breaks down numerologically into a 3. If we can add up all of those digits, it's a 3. And the 3 is a number of the Empress, of fertility, of what happens when 1 and 1 come together. They don't make 2, they make 3. A little dirty joke. 3 is a number of celebration afterwards. What I encourage you to do right now is to think of the energy that we have been living in for some time. We haven't, all of us, been in actual conflict, but we have been battling with and engaging with some very dark, some very heavy energies. There's been a sense lately that perhaps this battle is moving into something else, moving at an end. We've had moments of celebration. There will be more to come. For right now, I'd like for you to think about how you feel when you engage with the warring, battling energy. I will acknowledge that in the past few years, I have experienced a level of hatred, abiding hate that I never accessed when I was a small child even. And it seems to be triggered again and again and again. And I find myself hating the triggers as well. I would like everyone to acknowledge ways in which this has been happening in your own life and think about how it's made you feel. And I suggest that it is time on 11/11/2020 to take this warring energy that we've been feeling, to take the battling and the negativity that we have been pulled into and put it in a box. I'm not saying stick your head in the sand. I'm not saying ignore what is going on. I am suggesting Pick your battles, choose your battles, safeguard your light, safeguard your own spirit. Please do not be pulled down into what you are seeing happening in the world. I have had myself a tremendous amount of hate and anger coming at me lately. Very uncomfortable simply for existing. This is extraordinarily divisive, and it will make it very difficult to go forward. Which sounds kind of trite, but on this day of remembrance, on this day of acknowledgement, think of how you yourself are a warrior and how you're proceeding. And I just got an image of which battalion are you in? Which field are you in? Not everyone is an infantryman. Not everyone is cavalry. Not everyone is armed. But we're all engaged somehow. What is it that is worth battling for? How do you wish to battle? And keep in mind that there are some types of battles that will pull you down and that will actually harm your existence. And I don't mean kill you. Again, I'll go back to this concept of hate. I really dislike how I feel. And I think it does stuff to my physical body when I let myself get in that. So instead, perhaps the best way to battle this is to move it to a different playing field. And instead, visualize, focus on A, the end game, B, what you really want, C, the outcome, and focus on images of something better, more loving occurring, more healing occurring. I have several specific events I keep in my mind that I visualize happening. And yes, they do involve other people, which in a sense you're not supposed to do, but in this circumstance, I think it is. And it's on a specific date in a specific month coming up. I keep visualizing a very specific action happening involving very specific individuals. That may have meaning to you. It may not. But a lot of things are going to be shifting very, very radically, astrologically, starting with the solstice in December. And there's a lot happening this week as I record this that is extremely propulsive. You will see in my forecast for the Scorpio new moon the description of nuclear fusion. There is something going off this week that is going to blast us out of the way things have been and move us more toward the new networking, the new structuring, the restructuring that is coming. Know that there's going to be a lot of very aggressive, assertive, militaristic stuff occurring this week, occurring now, macro, micro, lots of little skirmishes going on around you and in your neighborhood and on social media. And there's a lot of activity going on in the Defense Department. Who knows what this is about in the United States? And we are, again, honoring a day of a war coming to an end. Hang on to that. A war coming to an end and honoring those who have fought and those who have given their all. I was heading somewhere with this. Yes. So know that we're moving on into another way of dealing with all of this. And yes, you're going to have emotional reactions now, and perhaps acknowledge those and give yourself a little time for them, but start putting them in a box. Start putting them in a box. If you were actually on a battlefield, you would be keeping your goal, your mission foremost in your mind with the goal of getting through that mission. Choose your battles, choose your skirmishes, keep your personal mission in mind. What can you do now to propel yourself toward it, to propel yourself toward a moment of celebration and love? And again, the numbers today and the time I started this do reduce down to 3, the Empress, abundance, cycles coming around to something where there is growth, not tearing down, not hating. The Empress nurtures and cultivates life and love. And she's got the symbol of Venus on her card. Woman power, my friends. Woman power. So focus on what your battles are, focus what you want. Oh, Allie got this card this week. This is great. Focus on where you're heading. And yeah, there might be little dogs yapping at you right now, little wolves snapping at you right now as you're on your way there. And you might stop and deal with them, or you might find a way to sidestep them and keep going. I did pull a card for today and for the week from the beautiful Mystic Shaman Oracle. And it's the eagle. The eagle. And I will read a tiny bit. It is time to see through the eyes of eagle. Let your vision of the whole and of its parts become laser-like, and set your priorities straight. What did you come to do in this life? Did you come to climb up the ladder of financial or social success? Did you come to be a better person, to heal your heart, and to realize your essential self? What is your divine mission here on earth? No more excuses. Of course, you do not have enough time, enough money, or enough sleep, yet the time is now to fly your chosen purpose. If you postpone it, you're betraying yourself. Look through the eyes of eagle and consider every obstacle and opportunity. Where you set your intention is where you'll end up. Where you set your intention is where you'll end up. Free yourself and live your highest destiny. Fly. And this dovetails beautifully with the Scorpio new moon coming on the 14th or 15th, depending on where you are. The eagle is one of the symbols of Scorpio, not just the scorpion, not just the phoenix, the eagle. What you're focusing on is what you're going to experience. Focus on where you're heading, focus on what is most important to you. When you battle with the negative emotions, when you battle with the hate, when you battle with what's going on out in the world, you are feeding it. And I would like you to think of perhaps a particular situation in your life that you have put a lot of energy into resisting or being angry about or fueling. Consider that you have been feeding it. Feed your eagle instead. Feed your eagle. Feed your eagle. So, sorry for the disruption there a minute ago. It kind of fits. There will be things knocking us aside. This is a very sacred day. Notice what you're thinking about. Notice how you feel. You can pull your connection to something higher down into this world and fly with it. Fly. Okay, guys? Wings out. Let's take off.